We're about to dive into one of the most incredible, maybe even mysterious images in the entire Bible, the tree of life. But here's the thing, the version we see at the end of the story, it's way, way more amazing than the one at the very beginning.
So just imagine for a second, the grand finale of history. The New Jerusalem, this incredible city, is coming down from heaven. What do you think is the main attraction? The absolute centerpiece? It's probably not what you're thinking. It's not made of gold or jewels. It's a living, thriving ecosystem. And it all starts with a river. And we're not talking about some little stream, okay? This is a pure, powerful river of the water of life. And get this, its source flows directly from the throne of God itself. This isn't just H2O, it's like the very essence of divine life, just pumping into this brand new creation. And this is where it gets totally mind-bending. Straddling this river is the tree of life. And somehow it's growing on both sides at the same time. The original text really implies it's one single massive tree that spans the water. It's like a living bridge of pure vitality. It's just, wow. And it doesn't stop there. This tree is unbelievably productive. It's bearing 12 different kinds of fruit, not once a year, but a brand new kind every single month. It's this constant rhythmic cycle of total abundance and newness. And finally, it's not just about the fruit. The leaves themselves have this incredible purpose. They are for the healing of the nations. Now, hold on a second. If this is a perfect eternity, right? No more sickness, no more death, what on earth could possibly need healing? Just hang on to that question, because the answer is absolutely fascinating. But to really get a grip on what this tree is for, especially those healing leaves, we first have to pinpoint when it shows up. This is probably the most misunderstood part of the whole puzzle, and honestly, the timing changes everything. Okay, so here's a quick look at the biblical timeline. You've got our present age, then a 1,000-year kingdom on a restored earth. But, and this is crucial, during that 1,000 years, death and sin are still possible. It's only after all that, after a final judgment when the old universe is totally gone, that we finally enter the eternal state. And that is the one and only time the tree of life makes its appearance. And this chart? It makes that distinction crystal clear. I mean, look at the Millennium column. You still have mortals. Death is still a thing, even if it's rare. But notice the big one at the bottom. The tree of life is completely absent. It is exclusively a feature of the final eternal state, where death and sin are literally impossible. So that tells you right away, this tree isn't a fix for a broken world. It's the life source for a perfected one. Okay, so we've finally placed the tree on the map of eternity. Now we can really dig into what this thing is. Let's take a closer look at its unique biology. So the text from Revelation gives us this clue, right? It says the tree is yielding its fruit every month. Now that sounds like our concept of time, doesn't it? But in this new reality, time itself just doesn't work the same way. See, here on Earth, our time is driven by decay. Everything ages, everything winds down. But in the new creation, time is glory-driven. So that monthly fruit cycle isn't some countdown to death. It's a beautiful marker of constant renewal, of newness, of fresh experiences. Think of it as a dynamic, always unfolding eternity. The fruit isn't for survival, it's for experiencing the ever-new life of God. Which, of course, brings us right back to that big puzzle. In a world where there's no sickness, no pain, no death, what in the world are those leaves healing? The answer is hiding in plain sight, right in the original Greek word. So the Greek word is therapia. Sound familiar? It's where we get our word therapy. And that's the key. It doesn't mean a cure for a disease. It means ongoing maintenance, service, and the active preservation of health. So think of it less like a hospital and more like, I don't know, a cosmic health spa. It's all about maintaining perfect wholeness. So what exactly is being maintained? Well, all the things that break our world apart today. These leaves provide a kind of relational and cultural therapy. They preserve perfect unity between all the diverse cultures. They restore historical traumas into a new, beautiful identity. They make sure governance and personal relationships are always in perfect harmony. The nations are still unique, but how they relate to each other is kept perfectly whole forever. So when you put all of this together, you start to realize something absolutely crucial. The end of the story isn't just about getting back to the Garden of Eden. Nope, it's a massive, massive upgrade. I mean, just look at this comparison. It really shows how huge that upgrade is. In Eden, the tree was guarded by angels. Now it's totally public and accessible to everyone. Eden was one garden. The New Jerusalem is a cosmic city garden. Access was lost. Now it's universal for everyone who's redeemed. Every single part of that original story is brought to a much more glorious and permanent fulfillment. So what's the ultimate takeaway here? The tree of life is so much more than just some magical plant. You could almost say it's the living, biological interface between God and his new creation. It's the system that constantly delivers divine life into this new reality, for everyone. It's how we finally get to participate directly in the very life of God, forever. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. What does it mean that eternity isn't this static, boring, unchanging state, but a dynamic, always growing, ever-deepening relationship?